Hello everyone, today in this video here I have more video responses. Okay, I received these questions during the week. I didn't have time to answer them, so let's go ahead and answer these questions real quick. As usual, I will read the question and answer it, so let's get started. Let's see here. I don't know this guy's real name, but his YouTube name is Veqgy. Okay. Uh, his question is about language goals. Okay. So let's see here. I can't recall specifically where I found this, but you outline your idea of making various goals. Uh, things you would like to do in the language, and this made a lot of sense to me. But I have been having trouble thinking of goals. Thus far, I have introduced yourself, talk about hobbies, talk about your day, and from there, I'm somewhat lost. Currently, I'm working on Swedish and Russian. The Swedish is totally for fun, and I would like to learn. I would like to learn quite a bit more of the Germanic languages. All, though just one in each mutually intelligible group. And the Russian is multi-pronged. I want to be able to read my fiance's writings. Since we were little, she always writes a lot of stories, writes lots of stories, but most are in Russian. And the other is because I would like to learn Chechen, but I cannot find any resources in that for English. Besides, a single phrase book. So from here, I can't really think of a way to approach getting to these. Thank you in advance. All right, so yeah, I made a video before talking about setting goals in the language. When you first start a language, you want to have goals. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so when you the first thing you want to do is you definitely want to be able to introduce yourself. Okay, introductions. I have you want introductions, reasons, how, future plans, and whatnot. So it is very important when you start a language to learn how to introduce yourself. That should be in all courses. That should be the first thing. And like I said before, a lot of the courses are out of order. They start the first chapter talking about coffee or whatnot, some irrelevant stuff to a first encounter. So the first thing you want to do is learn how to introduce yourself. I'm not sure what course you guys like to use. I like to use Teach Yourself. So whatever course you use, you're going to get this information from that course. You may have to flip around in the book, but you want to learn this stuff first. You have to learn these introductions, um, and learn introductions. Talk about your reasons for learning the language, and then how you went about learning the language, and the future plans for that language. That stuff is important. That's what you should learn um, first. Okay, your age, of course, your age, because that's part of introductions. Where you're from, all that stuff, and it shouldn't take no longer than a week. This stuff, that stuff you should learn in a week. Okay, so that's just stuff that you need to. That's just basic knowledge you have to know. So I will spend a week learning this stuff, and depending on, of course, depending on how much time you put in, I would recommend doing at least if you could do, say, Monday to Friday. If you could do like 8 hours a week total doing this, that would be great. But if you can only spend an hour, which would be about 4 hours a week, that's fine. But it shouldn't take you no longer than a week to learn all this stuff. Now, I know there may be some tenses, future tenses, past tense, whatnot. Like I said before, that's why you have to get yourself a grammar book, and a grammar book, so you can see how things are, see how to put things in the future tense or past tense. Just memorize it if you have to, and then later on it's going to make sense. So that's stuff you want to do at the beginning, introductions. Now, the second week, okay, you've done that, and then you mark that off. The second week, you want to do hobbies. Okay, talk about hobbies. You spend that week talking about what you like to do in your free time and whatnot. And same thing. Once you finish that, you move on to the next step. So me, I like to when I learn all this stuff, I like to make videos. Like, I like to make videos, and when I've learned that stuff, I make my video, and I'll talk about all that. I'll talk about all of that stuff for practicing pronunciation and whatnot. So I like to do that. As soon as when I feel that I have completed that step, I will make a video. All right, and then move on to the next step, the hobbies. Same thing. After you do that, you make a video talking about your hobbies. And then after that step, you want to talk about things that happened that day and what you plan to do that weekend. So this is like, again, this is just building up fluency in the language. And you should have friends. You should have native friends that you could practice with. And, you know, talking about things you've done that yesterday or that day, or things you're gonna do over the weekend. And keep a journal. It's just like a journal. Like you writing journals on the weekend, talking about what you did and whatnot. So you're gonna do that. And remember, at the same time, you will be using the book. Whatever course you're using, you will use that course. You will be working from that course. So I would say at the end of the first month, you should be on a high. You should be on a high beginner's level after the first month, and you will be continuing using the course book. So you will finish the course. You'll finish the teacher's course, or whatever course you're using, or whatever course you're using. And let me see. So and at the end of the second month, you will have reached like I would say a low intermediate level with the end of the second month, and you should be, by that time, you should be almost done with the book. Depending on how many chapters, you should have completed the book. And you know, after that, and then you're going to translate simple text, still doing the same stuff, talking about your day and all that good stuff. But you're going to start translating simple text. And and at the end of 3 months, like I said before, you should be on the intermediate level if you do all that stuff. So those are the steps I will take. And to go on to a higher level, you would just have to pretty much the same steps, but it will be more advanced. You would just be doing more advanced things. You have to do advanced things to obtain an advanced level. That's just common sense. So other than that, that's it. So you move on after that first 3 months. You will have obtained like an intermediate level, and then like, let's say you spend another 3 months, you move on to more advanced things, translating newspapers, reading books in targeted language, watching shows and whatnot. So stuff like that. If you plan to take a trip overseas, then go overseas, spend 3 months over there, use the language every day in every situation, and that's it. So those are the steps I would take, and I think that's it's good to follow those steps. So that's pretty much it, and I hope that makes sense. And if you guys, I don't know, because I know I have quite a few video responses. If I don't get to your response, send me a message again, and I will, because I was looking through it, and I think I found this video response and another video response. If I missed your video response, just let me know, and I will get the video up ASAP. So this will conclude the video, and look forward to you guys' comments, and I hope this is beneficial for you, and thanks for viewing the video.